My name is Dina Stainback. This is my husband, David Stainback, and we own Fig Leaves Christian Bookstore. In the beginning, Fig Leaves was a dream. It was a finding myself, and we didn't even have Christian Bookstore on the name. It was just Fig Leaves. When the vision for this was born, it was for marketplace ministry. That's what I had asked the Lord for. I was a pharmacist and had an incredible encounter with the Lord in 2012, and began praying as I was growing in the Lord. I began praying and understanding a need in the marketplace for Jesus. Not everybody goes to a church to find Jesus. And so I asked him, would he give me marketplace ministry? And he gave me a Christian bookstore. And I didn't understand it in the beginning, and I kind of argued with him because you cannot sell Jesus. But what you can sell is things about Jesus. And he actually told David something. What did he tell you?
You know, in the beginning, you know, you think about starting a business. We stepped out on faith. And like she said, she was a pharmacist, and we're like, Lord, how are we going to make this work? I mean, the income's changing. You know, the scenarios were changing as we opened the store, and I heard clearly the Lord said, "Take care of my people, and I'll take care of you."
And so with that, our journey began. In those first 2 years, we opened August the 21st of 2017. And there were so many prophetic things that the Lord did to put it all together. A beautiful story. And how he did everything was just miraculous, supernatural. But when we opened, he began to show me his faithfulness. And just like what he had told David, he actually showed that to me. It manifested in my life, and I grew in my faith. And for the first 2 years, it was absolutely beautiful. And I got to a place where I knew the Lord is faithful. And that was just one aspect of who he is and who he showed himself to be, was faithful. And people would come in for prayer. That was one of the things that we always said. You know, you could come in for prayer. You would definitely feel in the place the presence of Holy Spirit. That is something that I keep very alive every day. I make sure that the atmosphere is set for Holy Spirit to be felt, because I never know what's coming through the door. It could be somebody needing healing. It could be somebody just spiritually broken. It could be somebody who's completely lost. It could be somebody who has lost hope. And those are the things and the reason behind the name of Fig Leaves. You know, fig leaves was the very thing that Adam and Eve covered up their shame and their guilt with. And I've always believed that shame and guilt's probably like the bouncer at the door of what is spiritually wrong inside of a person's soul. And so if we can ever get past shame and guilt, then we can deal with real issues. So, you know, Fig Leaves becomes way more than just a bookstore where you can buy material, buy Bibles, get imprints, find a gift, an encouraging something for someone who's going through something. You know, it's a place for you to get something for you too. And so I just love that. It makes it not a job, but a mission. Right here in downtown Tifton, we're a mission. And we're out to change our whole region. In 2020, during the time of the shutdown, Christian bookstores were not essential. But I would still come here and pray every day. And people were calling, looking. Some were afraid. Some were hopeless. Some were, you know, just all kinds of things. So I found a way to minister over the phone. to people because they couldn't come in. Or I would let them still make a purchase and deliver it to their mailbox. Fig Leaves still became a ministry, even when things were hard. And that just shows me how the church is so vital, during times when things are uncertain and things are hard, because we all go through stuff. So people come here looking for hope. They come for encouragement. They come for bereavement gifts. They come for, just things to keep going strong. But what I always like to leave them with is God's not done. There shall never be an end to the increase of the kingdom of Christ. And I love that. I get to be a part of that.
Fig Leaves is, as Dina said, it's more than just a Christian bookstore. For me, when people come through the door and we can see, we sense things on people as they come through the door. We had one particular girl come in, and you hear everybody jokes about clean up on aisle 3, and that's in reference to a grocery store, something spills. Well, in that sense, in a Christian bookstore, we have an aisle where we consider it the glory aisle. People will come in, they'll walk in that aisle, and for whatever reason, they feel that security that they can begin to release things, and we call that spiritual throw up. And Dina said a minute ago, we create an atmosphere of safety. So when people come through the door, that's what Fig Leaves is to me. It is a place of safety for people that are coming in, that are looking for, whether it be a resource or somebody's told them if you go into Fig Leaves, they're going to pray for you. That to me is bigger than just the store itself. Mm-hmm. The ministry side, the ministry that we get to do in what we call Fig Leaves is bigger than any book we can sell other than the Bible. Because the Bible is, and we believe it to be, the inspired Word of God. And it is the #1 selling book across the land, and it has been for centuries and will continue to be. But through the understanding of that Bible, we can release things to people when they come into Fig Leaves that takes them to a place of hope, takes them to a place of joy, takes them to a place of being able to experience the freedom that Jesus died for. Mm-hmm. That's what Fig Leaves is.
So soon after we opened in 2017, matter of fact, in December of that year, the Lord gave me a dream. And in that dream, He showed me a very large store with about 25 or 30 employees walking around in there. And so I wrote down the vision, like Habakkuk 2 says. And I said, Lord, I haven't even had that many customers yet. How am I going to pay 25 or 30 employees? And He didn't give me the answer right away, but He sent word and then verified it, confirmed it through 2 different prophets that I would have 3 stores. And I was like, okay. And at that point, that was early on in my faith journey. And so I was nervous. I was trying to figure out in my own head, how in the world am I going to be able to do 2 or even 3 places? I'm just one person, and I didn't even feel adequate for what I had.
So in the 3 stores, in September, we were approached about a store getting ready to open up in Sylvester, Georgia. And it is it's called Warrior Creek Mercantile. And Warrior Creek is made up of different vendors that have booths set up. And, that wasn't necessarily the picture of what we were seeing as a store. But God began to unfold that. And within a period of 6 weeks, from September till almost the end of October, we set up a second store, and we call it a booth because it's a booth at Warrior Creek Mercantile. And we spent 2 or 3 Saturdays over there getting that booth set up. They were there the day of the grand opening, still setting that booth up, and probably 30 minutes before the grand opening, finalized that booth. So today, Fig Leaves is in Sylvester, Georgia, at Warrior Creek Mercantile, as well as still operating the storefront here in Tifton, Georgia.
And, you know, we don't want to keep everything. And part of the vision that I wrote down, a lot of different people have been given talents. And I don't want any of those talents to go to the grave and be wasted. And so Fig Leaves tries to partner as much as my small capability is with other ministries to help build and encourage each other. I'm not here for me and me alone. I'm here for everybody. And I want to be a part of that and part of the community. And so I'm really excited that our next mission that I just partnered with is Healthy Families Foundation. And beautiful little Tifton grown girl in missions, but she now lives in Botswana, Africa. And that's right above South Africa. If you don't know, look it up. But it's beautiful. There's so much abuse of the women there. And so she has developed this ministry where she takes those who've been abused and at their lowest point and maybe self-medicating and things like that. And she brings them in and she starts teaching them about Jesus and about how they're worthy and how they're loved. And was recently given a vision of the Lord to build a conference center so that it would decrease her cost there. She's building a convention center. It's going to cost about $300,000 and then another $50,000 to furnish it. And in that, the Lord had someone down in Florida gift her 50,000 rings. They're, you know, just little jewelry, cubic zirconia rings. And she was looking for someone here in the States to help her get donations for these rings that would fund that building. And her mission is amazing. You can look her up on YouTube. She has a website too. If you want to donate directly there, her name is Ashley Taba, and Lynn Kelly is here in Tifton. That's her dad. But I'm going to be putting on Facebook and stuff. But you know, donations of $10 or more per ring. You can bless somebody, you can cheer up somebody, you can buy one for an abused woman here and make her feel special and loved and beautiful. But what that's going to do is even go into Africa, and it's going to just absolutely change. She has government backing because she has an 80% success rate in what she's doing, and that got government attention. So she has protection. And they actually mandate that their prisoners go through her 18-day little teaching that she does, because it's changing things there. It's decreasing the crime rate. It's decreasing the domestic abuse. It's decreasing all the negative things, but it's also increasing the education that's there.
And if you would like to partner with Ashley, you can reach out to us here at Fig Leaves, and we actually have the rings. If you want to purchase a ring, you're more than welcome to do so through Fig Leaves, or you can go on her website. But we actually, because we partnered with her, you can partner with her through us here at Fig Leaves.
And we were asked to be part of the prayer team for Godstock 2025. That was absolutely amazing. More than just a worship gathering of Christians. It's promoting unity across this region, but it's a move of God. And we're so excited to have been a part of that too.
And we're looking forward to the days ahead of it. Because even though this was the very first Godstock, we believe that there will be many more in the years to come.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, we would just love to hang out with you. Where two or more are gathered, He's in the midst of us. If you want to just come in and have church, if you want to come in and learn more about what we're doing, if you want to come in and find out how you can partner with us, come by. We're at 134 East 3rd Street, downtown Tifton. That's where you'll find me most days. David, every once in a while, he's here mostly on Saturdays. But we would love to just get to know you more. And you can obviously get to know us more too. And if you need any more information about us, just check the description below and you'll find more. Thank you so much.
And I just want to say thank you. As Dina said earlier, August of 2017, so that was 9 years ago, Fig Leaves opened up. So for the past 9 years, y'all have allowed us to be a part of this community, to be a part of your lives. And for that, we just say thank you. And, you know, it's one thing to say thank you for your business, but it's another thing to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of your lives. Because Fig Leaves is about being part of your lives. And the business is good, but being a part of your life is better.
Because we are
Better together.
Hi, this is Corner Sessions with Simonne Patrice, and I have Austin here, and we're going to be doing some original music. First, want to give a huge thank you to Fig Leaves for having us today, and I hope that you enjoy this. Here we go. There's something about the way you put it all in place. Caught upon the light, stars and they align, reach beneath the clay. Before there was a sound, blew breath into life. Form man from the dust of the ground. How you shaped my life, oh wow. Do it alone, alone, alone. I couldn't do this alone, alone, alone. I couldn't do this alone. Yeah. Wonder who's by my side, knowing I could idolize Circled the mountain until I realized no man could match with Christ. Every time I was low, always felt exposed. They always cast their stones when I was vulnerable. Lord, protect my soul. Alone, alone, I couldn't do this alone, alone, alone. I couldn't do this alone. Sometimes it ain't the best, I could be better. Everything's a test, trying to stick to the letter. Consumed by the stress to be perfect forever and ever and ever. How to stay within these lines when I should have followed your design. You always had me on your mind. So glad you were never hard to find. Alone, alone, I couldn't do this alone, alone, alone. I couldn't do this alone, alone, alone. You were not alone, alone, alone. 'Cause you were never alone. Yeah. Mm. Mm. I know you, I've seen you before. I called your name and you ran through the door. Good things come to those who wait. Yeah. Wait on the Lord. I know you, I've seen you before. I'm calling on the one we call holy, calling on the name we call worthy. You are the one I seek only. Resting in your arms is my safety. Weeping indoors for a night, but I know joy comes in the morning. Asking for a sign with my eyes closed, couldn't see the warning. I was caught by rickety surroundings, easily falling back into the shadows, easily darkened, but then the wind blows on the windows. So I'm calling on the one we call holy. Yeah. Calling on the name we call worthy. You are the one I seek only. Resting in your arms is my safety. Calling on the one we call holy. Calling on the name we call worthy. Resting in your arms, it's my safety. Mm-hmm. Good.